gentlemen, this is the Controversy 7. Let's get straight to the subject here. First thing I'm going to say is mainstream media is becoming more of a joke than ever before. If you missed it, let me repeat it once again. Mainstream media is becoming more of a joke than ever before. But it's always been a joke from the very beginning, in fact. So really, there's nothing new under the sun for mainstream media. Propaganda at its best. Now that I got this commercial out of the way, let's get straight to the subject. What I need you to understand is these people are actually trying to point our attention towards kids, and they're actually trying to glorify these kids by making these kids look more super intelligent than the average citizen, and that they are actually more concerned about politics than just being kids. This is what mainstream media is now trying to taint. Now, we've got successfully brainwashed kids who have been successfully brainwashed into Hillaryism or Clintonism to the point where it's just now you'll have to watch the video for yourselves. Before I play this video, it's just when you're watching this video, I want you to think about how these kids are actually presenting these things which they are speaking of, and it seems as though these kids, they have no life. They have nothing better to do with their spare time, and just being kids, they would rather sit down and watch the entire presidential debate and actually follow it word for word, and actually just happen to know exactly what to say or to respond when Michael, one of the anchors, the news anchors from Good Morning America, they know exactly what to say, and it's as though they are pre-programmed robots that know exactly what to say. Think about how ridiculous this is. Fourth graders who have nothing better to do with their time, but rather spend their time watching politics and actually following the presidential debates like no other kids or no other person, no other adults can. And they seem to be just like that, on top of their game. It is as though these are well pre-programmed robots. Nonetheless, I don't want to keep talking too much and bore you here with my words. Let me play the video and I'll point out to you some of the interesting Illuminati symbolism that's actually associated with this interview, so you will understand that this entire thing is staged. It's a propaganda.
Kids and politics, and I got a chance to sit down with some pretty impressive fourth graders who were honest, open, and very wise, sharing their take on the candidates, the issues, and their message for the future president. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Michael.
Oh, how's
Sure.
everybody doing? They may look tiny, but don't be fooled. You ever been on TV before?
No.
When it comes to politics, these fourth grade students at the Ethical Culture School in New York City have some big voices, and they deserve to be heard. Tell me who that is. Do you know?
Hillary Clinton.
Okay, it's Hillary Clinton. You got it right. Now, how would you describe Hillary Clinton?
She's a very determined person.
What kind of president do you think she would be?
She would help the poor and fight terrorist attacks.
Okay, who's that?
Donald Trump.
How would you describe Donald Trump?
He's a businessman. He's rich. He likes the Second Amendment.
Okay, so what kind of president do you think he'd be?
I don't think he would be the best president.
Why?
Because he's more of a businessman. Just like I don't think Hillary would be the best businessman.
This is a very unique election because it is the first time you have a female candidate. So what does that mean to you?
It means that there's actually somebody standing up for, I guess you could say, women's rights now. And if she becomes president, then yay, we made history.
Look at you, it's just a smile on your face. Yay, we made history. What about you, Vera?
Well, she's not waiting for someone else to do something. She's decided that she's going to make the change.
I think it would be cool because we've never had a female president before, so I want to see what happens.
Do you ever notice the differences between boys and girls?
Yeah. A boy is usually maybe more rough, or a woman can be more quiet and sensitive.
You guys agree with that?
Well,
I don't actually agree with that. I'm very sensitive sometimes.
How do you think these two have been treating each other?
I watch some of the debates, and when I'm watching, I see that they're not really explaining how they're going to run the country. They're kind of attacking each other, saying, he can't run the country because he did this.
She'll say, like, you can't do this, and he's like, no, not true, not true.
You really shouldn't be yelling at each other. You should respect other people's opinions.
They didn't even shake hands at a debate.
What did that say to you when they didn't shake hands?
It's sad that they're treating each other very bad.
You're kind of acting like kids.
You act like kids if you don't shake hands?
They're both American citizens, and I think that we should be nice to each other.
So well said. You're gonna make me cry, man. That was like awesome. Shayna, don't you go, oh God, because I might cry. See, I'm sensitive like he is sensitive. We are both sensitive guys. So if there's one person on the planet that you could pick to be president, who would it be?
A nice, friendly, somebody who listens and takes everybody's ideas into account.
Well, Noah just explained that she basically wanted you to be president.
That's what you think about me?
And same with me. I want you to be president.
You want me to be president?
I'd vote for you.
You better, you're running my campaign.
I asked these bright young minds to write a letter to our next president, sharing the issues they feel are important.
Dear future president,
If we have higher border security, we will not have as many threats entering our country, but all immigrants should have a chance to come to the United States.
an issue that is very important to me is having access to affordable health care.
I would like for there to be stricter rules for owning a gun.
Better public education and affordable college.
Cut! These are the most intelligent kids that I've ever heard on the face of the earth. Now, I'm not making fun of these kids at all. No, I'm not stripping that away from them. What I am saying is this thing is carefully orchestrated into and brainwashed into Clintonism, and point out the things which Hillary Clinton is talking about and promising to change for the American people in her campaigns, including strict gun control laws. In other words, the withdrawal or the removal of the Second Amendment from the American people, and many more. This is Clintonism, and you can see that these children have been successfully brainwashed into the yin-yang of the political playgrounds, the two opposing views. My question is, how dumb do these people, and by these people I mean mainstream media, how dumb do they think we are? Do they honestly think that we will actually buy into this and actually think it's all real? No, this is propaganda. This is properly staged. These kids, they know what they have to say.
Gun.
Better public education and affordable college education.
I also think that the minimum wage should rise to $15.
To treat all sexes, races, and religions equally.
When the USA does this all, it will be a couple steps closer to achieving prosperity.
I was expecting like shorter school, free lunch and candy all day. You guys are blowing me away. Thank you guys for being a part of this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, the very first thing that I would like to point out to you guys is this. It is right in front of you, yet it is very subtle. This brainwash interview session with the kids begins exactly 18 days leading to the election. As you are seeing right in front of you the video, it says right there 18 days of countdown towards election night. And they are interviewing exactly 6 kids, 6 children, 4th grade students, 6 of them, 18 days counting down to election night. The first thing that I'm going to point out to you is this is not by pure chance. This is all meant to be. They chose this school for a reason. The first obvious thing is when we look at 18 days, we can see that there has to be some type of a connection here with the occult. But let me pause this for a second. Let's look at the main school. What is this school called? This school, as you have heard in the video, it is called the Ethical Culture Philston School. It's an elementary school. Yet, this very same school actually is directly tied or associated with the Ethical Culture Society. And that society also has some connections with Masonry, Freemasonry. And this also becomes evident when we look at the numbers of Freemasonry. In Freemasonry, the number 33 holds great significance. That is the highest degree of Masonry. And guess what? At this very entrance, the door of this school, it's got the sacred number of Freemasonry, the number 33. Is this by pure chance? Or is it meant to be? They just happen to pick this because it is intentional. And this should give you the hint that if this was carefully orchestrated, then that means that these children were carefully selected and carefully told exactly what to say, how to say it in front of the media. So that's the first thing that gives you the hint, the impression that this has direct ties with the occult. That's number one. Secondly, in the world of the occult, the number 6 holds great significance. It is the number of a man. However, the Bible gives a very forbidden number that it uses to describe the man of sin, the leader of the Antichrist. His number is associated with the number 666. The number 666 in the world of the occult is seen completely different and the exact opposite of what the Bible describes it. They glorify it, and the people in the occult highly value that number. And the interesting thing is, during the interview, the number 666 is constantly staring at you, but you did not see it because you missed it. This is why. Because 18 days leading towards the election night is simply 666 days leading to the night where a president will be chosen. How so? Well, that's quite simple, because 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 18. And what are the irony of that? They select 6 children. It is all on purpose. 6 children are selected, and these 6 children are well brainwashed into the yin-yang of politics. You've got 2 opposing views. You've got 2 opposing opponents, which are going head to head. They have to give you this so that you will be able to buy into the deception and feel or think that you are actually participating in this game. However, this game is actually being played upon you, and you are simply the one who's being played. Get what I'm saying? Anyways, hope you got something out of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and for joining me. This is The Controversy 7. If this is your first time tuning in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and feel free to share this information, because you never know who you are going to reach. Other than that, feel free to go to my website www.thecontroversy7.ca for more information. You can feel free to join me on Facebook. My Facebook fan page link is in the video description box. Other than that, I'm not going to hold you off. Kids, don't do drugs. You take care of yourselves, be safe, and I'll see you next time.